Hello, this is a review of the Sageworks Umbra guitar support. This is the all black, all plastic model, and Sageworks also sells another version called the Atlas, which is a wooden model as well too. It's got wooden legs. This support allows you to position your guitar with both feet on the ground, which is really important if you're playing for a long time and you want to avoid back pain and back injury. This support was originally designed by Chris Barnett. He's a luthier, and I've watched its development and improvements over the years into its current form. This is my main guitar support that I've used for the past few years. The Sageworks comes with two adjustable sides, and then also the attachment points are cork faced, and underneath these two cork pieces are two strong magnets. And these magnets will attach to other magnets that are inside of your guitar, which I'll talk about that later. The quality and the hardware of this support are really incredible, really high and top notch. The thumb screws are knurled aluminum. All the articulation points are very high quality. You can actually adjust the tension of these if they get loose, for example. And then you can adjust these as well too. The plastic feels really high quality, and they also offer different length of the legs of this upper bout leg. This one right here is the shorter version. This was the original version that I bought. This is the medium version. So you can tell that's a little bit higher there. And you can really adjust it to the position of the height of your guitar that you want. There's also an extra tall version as well too. The Sageworks comes in a nice packaged box, as you can see here. The unboxing experience is really nice for that. And it also comes with adhesive strips over here, which are used to affix the magnets inside your guitar. There's a different set of magnets there. Speaking of magnets, that is really the most difficult part of using this guitar support. Once you get the magnets in, it's a great support. It allows you to make consistent placement of your guitar support. It's very secure. It just is a joy to use, honestly. Putting the magnets in is difficult. You need to basically mark where you want to put the magnets on the guitar using some type of masking tape or a post-it note, and then you need to take off your strings and put the magnets inside with the adhesive. And what helps is if you use a small pair of pliers, or if you have kids with small arms, that can help with positioning the magnets. But once the magnets are in, it's a great support to use. There is a little bit of a learning curve on how to position the support onto the guitar. I like to angle it from the side and hold it in and then affix it to the guitar, so I avoid a large clunk on the guitar if you just put it on there. There are cork pads which I use to protect the finish. I do wish the cork pads were thicker and maybe overhang the plastic a little bit. That would be nice if they were a little bit thicker. I have found that it does affect your finish if you remove it and put it on constantly, especially in the way that you do that. If you angle it on, that's the most gentle way. So if you're concerned about that, then I would recommend putting a plastic cling-on piece or plastic covering on the side of your guitar. But for me, I keep it on for months at a time, and so it's not really an issue for me. Adjustability wise, this is one of the guitar supports that goes to one of the lowest levels, and that's why I like that. There are other supports that don't even have this minimum level of adjustability. So you can tell the foot, or the part that goes over your thigh, is here, and the lowest level is pretty low right here. So I really like that. And as I mentioned earlier, there are multiple support arms to adjust that from very low heights to very high heights. I replaced my arm with a short arm, and it was really easy to do with a couple Allen keys. And again, just wanted to mention the build quality is really nice on this. The other nice thing is that it does fold down for travel, which I really like. And I can fit this into my classical guitar case, which is not something I can do with all of my other supports. So that's really nice that I'd like to do. So you don't need a separate bag to hold this. Some of the downsides are the adjustability after installing the magnets. So one of the great parts about this is that you have really consistent placement of your guitar support. but that's only because the magnets don't move, which is great, but getting the magnets to the right spot takes a couple of tries. So when installing this initially, you'll probably install it in one position and then realize you need to adjust it slightly and then have to take out the magnets and then reinstall that. So you might do that 2 or 3 times. It took me about that much time to do that. You don't really get the direct visual feedback when you're trying to install this, in the sense that you have to kind of put the magnets in a certain spot and hope you got the right spot. It's kind of hard to see that versus a suction cup model. You know exactly where it was. And then the other thing that I've found is, since you can't adjust the position as easily, if you're at a performance venue and you realize that you don't have your favorite chair, or they don't have the right height chair, and you need to make a game time adjustment, it's a little bit more difficult using a tool like this, or a support like this. There was a situation when one of the internal magnets came loose, and I had to reinstall that, which required taking off all the strings and fishing around to get the magnet and putting in repositioning it. There was one issue where I contacted Sageworks about a cork sliding issue. This part here slid off a little bit, and they were great about sending out replacement corks and adhesive tapes, but ultimately I had to put a little bit of super glue underneath the cork, and that's held it since, and I haven't had any problems. If you want to use the Sageworks support on multiple guitars, you can get a different magnet kit for each guitar and install it. It's not as easy as switching over a suction cup type of support, but it does work. So let me show you how this works on the guitar. So what I like to do for the guitar, putting it on, I like to approach it from kind of an angle, like this, and put it on like that. So I kind of pull it off and on at an angle like this. I avoid trying to just put it on like that, because that's a loud clunk. So when I take it on and off, I just kind of angle it on like this. And as you can see, the position is a position that works great for me. I have the headstock much lower. I used to have it at this eye height, but I was having some shoulder problems, so I lowered it down a little bit. And it works really well for me. There you have it, the review of the Sageworks guitar support. The Sageworks is a good option, but there are other supports out there too. To find out more about modern guitar supports, please visit www.NylonPlucks.com/supports. It includes write-ups, prices, photos, and videos like this one. Thanks for watching.